they are going to treat the pet better than you in front of you, yeah, so that you get that message, yeah, that I need to be more obedient, I need to betray my own self and become the version that my narcissistic parent wants me to be, and then only I can get all that love and affection. Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about the weird ways narcissistic parents suppress their children's authenticity. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So narcissistic parents, use a lot of things to manipulate their children, and this is because they don't want to lose their source of supply which they have created. Yeah, they did not start family for altruistic reasons. Yeah, they did not start family the way how a healthy individual does. They got into relationship because they want a permanent supply. They choose to become parent because they want more sources of supply. Yeah, someone who can keep serving them throughout their life. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are big time into manipulating their children, and this is basically to keep the kid away from embracing his or her authenticity and be forever codependent and dependent and at the mercy of the narcissistic parent. Yeah, narcissistic parents really don't appreciate their kids authenticity. They will try their level best to shame you, guilt trip you, gaslight you into complying to their needs and requirements. Narcissistic parents really don't want you to be authentic, because if you are authentic, you might see the kind of individual they are. I mean, the narcissistic parents are. You might be able to see, and you might disassociate, you might disengage, or you might simply cut off your relationship with them, and that's not what narcissistic parents want. Yeah, they want you to be forever indebted to them. They want you to be forever there to serve them, and to keep trying to fulfill their unrealistic expectation, needs, wants, and desire. Yeah, and this is because they bred you for a purpose and reason. Yeah, and they really don't want you to run away. They really don't want you to experience or nurture your authenticity. Yeah, they simply want you to betray your own self and keep serving them. That's how simple it is. Yeah, there is no complication, there is no ifs and buts. It's all about serving them. That's it. They brought you in this world because they want sources of supply with same genetic makeup, someone who will not be questioning, someone who will not be resisting, someone who is easy to emotionally blackmail, someone who's easy to manipulate, and that's it. Yeah, so narcissistic parents use all sorts of tricks and tactics to suppress their children's authenticity. Yeah, and today we are going to talk about some of the weird ones. Yeah, some of the weird ones which not much people are talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. So the first weird way narcissistic parents suppress their kids authenticity is with the help of magical thinking manipulation. Yeah, so they are going to tell you, well, if you're going to do this, if you're not going to listen to me, God is going to get angry. They're going to bring in a lot of superstition. They are going to bring in a lot of these pseudoscientific beliefs. Yeah, and they are going to make you believe that something wrong will happen with you. If you don't listen to them, God will punish you. If you don't listen to them, angels are not going to help you. If you don't listen to them, bad luck is going to chase you. You will never succeed in life. If you don't obey them, if you don't serve them, you will simply be nowhere. Yeah, the only path to success, name, fame, everything is by pleasing the narcissistic parent. Yeah, and they are going to tell you lots of stories. They are going to cook up a lot of tales, and they're going to tell you, well, this and this in ancient time did not listen to his father or her mother, and God got angry, and God punished the guy, God punished the girl, and they were forever struggling and they were never happy. All of that BS that we get to hear from these spiritual narcissists, religious narcissists, and communal narcissists. So narcissistic parents are going to take help of magical thinking manipulation to manipulate their children, yeah, and also to suppress their children's authenticity. Yeah, they're going to tell you, well, you are trying to be something which the God doesn't approve of. You will never be successful. You will never be able to have a happy life because you are simply challenging my authority. You are challenging what the God has suggested you to do. Yeah, so they are going to project themselves as godly figure, and they are going to drag God or whatever entity they believe in. They are going to tell you things so that you are scared and you simply surrender, submit, betray your own self, you know um, don't get into exploring your authenticity, don't embrace your authenticity, and you simply become the version that they want you to be. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are no doubt evil. They are expert in manipulation, and they can manipulate in a lot of unique ways. Yeah, and one such way is magical thinking manipulation. The second peculiar tactics that narcissistic parents use to suppress their children's authenticity is using pets as surrogates. So they are going to shower all that love and affection onto their pet, and they are going to ignore you. Yeah, you are just going to be treated as if you are invisible. Yeah, they are going to shower all that love, affection, care. They will spend time with their pet, they will take good care of the pet, and this is basically to starve you. Yeah, we want our caregivers love, care, attention, affection. Yeah, we want all of that from our caregivers, our parents, and it feels miserable when we don't get that from our caregivers. Yeah, but narcissistic parents view things in a different way. They are entitled individuals, they lack empathy, they have inability to self reflect. They have this extreme sense of entitlement on the inside, and they think they can make you feel miserable by ignoring you. Yeah, so in some of the cases they might give all that love and attention to someone else's child or to your other sibling. So just the same way narcissistic parents are going to usher all that love and affection onto the pet, and they are simply going to ignore you. And this is basically to make you comply, yeah, to their needs, wants, and desire. This is basically to train you to betray your authentic self and become the version that they want you to be, or else all of that love, affection, care, concern is going to go to the animal, to the pet. Yeah, and they are going to simply starve you. They will give you food, they will pay for your school and everything, but they are not going to express love and affection towards you. Yeah, it's a kind of a you can say silent treatment. Yeah, they will not treat you the way how a healthy parent should treat you. Yeah, ushering love and affection. There is no competition, you get your share of their attention, love, and affection. Yeah, so all of those healthy stuffs don't exist in narcissistic families. So narcissistic parents are big time into using pets as surrogates. Yeah, I mean pets as a replacement. If you don't listen to them, or if you are not the way how they want you to be, they are going to withhold love and affection, and they're going to usher all of that love and affection onto their pet. And this is basically to pass across this message that, see, the pet is obedient, the pet is the way how I want him or her to be, and the pet is getting all that love and affection. Yeah, so you have to just do the same thing. You have to be the way how I want you to be. You have to betray your own self. You shouldn't think about becoming your authentic self. Yeah, you shouldn't call out or resist my bad behavior. You should simply comply and be the way how I want you to be, and then you're going to be given all that love and affection. We know their form of love affection is all about gaslighting, manipulation, tiny bit of crumbs. And we, as children, often misunderstand those crumbs for love. Yeah. Love is, absolutely a different thing, which narcissists are unable to give. Let me tell you that. Yeah. Because of this strong sense of entitlement, inability to self reflect, and lack of empathy, they really don't care what you're feeling or what you're going through or what you exactly need. Yeah, narcissistic parents are going to do the bare minimum and they're going to hand over the list. I need this in return, I need that in return. And if you are unable to fulfill and give them the things they want out of you, you know what comes next. Yeah, so they are going to treat, the pet, better than you in front of you. Yeah, so that you get that message. Yeah, that I need to be more obedient, I need to betray my own self and become the version, that my narcissistic parent wants me to be, and then only I can get all that love and affection. The next peculiar tactics that narcissistic parents use to suppress their children's authenticity is utilizing fictional characters. So they are going to cook up a story. They are going to, tell you about a fictional character which doesn't exist. Yeah, and they're going to tell you, well, he was so obedient and God helped him, she was so obedient and God helped her, get everything that she wanted. So they are going to, spin a tale, create a fictional character. Yeah, and they will narrate that, fictional story to you. Yeah, and they will, try and tell you to be like that fictional character, someone who's submissive, someone who's just in service of their parent, and that's it. Someone who doesn't question their parents' authority, someone who doesn't challenge their parents', authority, someone who doesn't, question and contradict their parents' decision. Yeah. So narcissistic parents are, into a lot of thing, and one such weird thing, that they use to suppress their kids' authenticity is, utilizing fictional characters. Yeah, they will, narrate a tale where there is the character that they are very fond of, and the character that was supported and encouraged and helped by gods and angels. And they will, indirectly tell you to become like that character. Yeah, so they will not directly tell you, but they will tell you stories. Yeah, they are going to, you can say, psychologically, and slowly maneuver you into that role. Yeah, you have got no idea, this guy in history had all the grace, all the blessing of God, and do you know why? Because he never questioned his parents, he obeyed his parents. Yeah, so they're going to do all, these stupid things. It is very weird in today's time. Yes, people are waking up and people are not buying all of that BS, but they do create fictional characters and use it. Yeah, to suppress your authenticity and to control you and manipulate you. Yeah, so that you betray your own self, you don't get into the authenticity business, and you simply become the version they want you to be and keep serving them till eternity. The next manipulation tactics that narcissistic parents use to suppress their kids or children's authenticity is, sabotaging hobbies and talents. So if a kid is good in something, or if a kid loves doing something, some hobby, some sport or something, the narcissistic parent is going to keep on invalidating that hobby, that choice, that selection of the kid. Narcissistic parent is going to keep on belittling it, keep on comparing it with other kids. Yeah, narcissistic parents are going to mock their kids, for their hobby. Oh, you're into art and craft, that's so girlish. Boys shouldn't get into all of that. Boys should be in sports. Look at her son, look at his son, they are in sports and they are doing so well. And look at you, you are playing with dolls. Look at you, you are doing art and craft. Ah, you are simply a disgrace. Yeah, so they are going to belittle you to such an extent that your sense of accomplishment gets eroded with time. Yeah, and you simply become numb. Yeah, no matter what you get into, if it is not liked by the narcissistic parent, they are not going to you know ignore. They are going to make sure that they are going to invalidate, belittle you, and then gaslight you in return. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are big time into sabotaging hobbies and talents of their children. Yeah, if they don't like something, they are going to make sure that they are going to keep belittling you, keep invalidating you, and keep shaming you, and keep gaslighting you. Yeah, because they don't like what you're doing. Yeah, they will never appreciate and respect your likes, your preference. Narcissistic parents are not into all of that. And this is because they bred you for a purpose and reason. They fail to see you as an individual, yeah, with your own uniqueness. They see you as an extension of themselves. So what they like, you are supposed to like and do. What they hate, you are supposed to hate. Yeah, you cannot go opposite. Yeah, so if they approve of something, you are supposed to like that and get into that. And if you get into something which they don't approve of, they are not going to be silent. They are going to keep on telling you that the thing that you are into, the hobby that you are into, the talent that you have, it's worthless, it's useless, it's good for nothing. Yeah, they're going to keep on comparing, they're going to keep on shaming you, and they're going to keep on eroding your self-worth, self-esteem, and gradually you will have this diminished sense of accomplishment. So no matter what you do in life, you will never feel good. Yeah, because since beginning, since childhood, no matter what you do is not good enough. And especially the things that you love doing, and those things were not accepted, or those things were not something which the narcissistic parents approved of. You were never validated, you were shamed, you were belittled, and whatnot. So you grow up to be a broken individual when you are raised by narcissistic parents. The next weird thing that narcissistic parents do to suppress their kids' authenticity is enforcing dietary restrictions. So this day you're not supposed to eat this. If you're not going to talk to me properly, I'm not going to make this for you. They're going to control portion size. They are going to not give you the right amount of food. They are going to control, and they're going to enforce a lot of restrictions. If you do this, then maybe I can give you this. Yeah, so they use food as a treat, just the same way how we train pets. They see their kids as pets. So if you serve them well, if you do things their way, they are going to give you something good. Yeah, something which you are really fond of. But if they see that you're not doing things their way, they are going to withhold that treat. Narcissistic parents are going to also enforce restrictions, that you are not supposed to eat this, you are not supposed to eat that. In healthy family, parents educate their children that this is not good for your health, this has to be in moderation. That is education. But in a narcissistic family, you know the rules are laid out. Yeah, it's all about rules and regulation, compliance, obedience. In healthy family, uh, parents educate their children. In narcissistic families, parents don't educate their children. Parents are into using their kids vulnerabilities, weakness, yeah, and their shortcomings. So narcissistic parents are big time into using um, this dietary restriction, limiting your access to certain food. And this is basically to pass across the message, and that is that I am in control. Yeah, I'm the master. I can confiscate things, I can withhold things. Yeah, and you cannot do anything. Yeah, you have got no other option apart from complying to what I want out of you. And with the help of this, narcissistic parents are able, or you can say they are successful in suppressing their kids authenticity. So all the time the kid has to shape shift and be the way how the narcissistic parent wants them to be, and not be themselves. Yeah, because narcissistic parents are going to attack from all corners. Yeah, and they don't even spare food. Yeah, so yes, narcissistic parents are big time into enforcing dietary restrictions, and this is basically to pass across a message that I am the boss, and if you will not do things my way, I'm going to withhold things. I'm not going to give you what you want. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are into a lot of manipulation. The other way narcissistic parents suppress their kids authenticity is by pretending to befriend children's friend, and they do this so that they can have better control over their children. So narcissistic parents in some of the cases might become very friendly with your friends, and that is basically to find out information regarding you, what you do, where you go, who are you friends with, yeah, how are things at school or college. So narcissistic parents are going to become friends with your friends to find out things, yeah, as to what is happening in your life, what you are going through, what do you do in school, in college, and then they are going to do a number on you. This is basically to find out more things about you, yeah, when you are out of their sight. Yeah, and this is basically to have a better control and grip over you. Yeah, so they might become friends with your friends, and then they are going to plan and plot things. Yeah, so if they get to know that you're doing something independently, if they get to know that you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, uh, or if you are in some creative activity or some pastime, or if you are spending time in library or getting into some sport or some activity, they are going to track anything and everything that you do. Yeah, and then they are going to strategize, and then they are going to plan their next move. Yeah, so if they are not happy you being yourself, if they are not happy engaging in something, how would they get to know if you are not doing all of those things in front of them? Yeah, you're doing it in your school or after school or after college. They want total control over you, and how do they get to know that? Yeah, they get to know all of that by becoming friends with your friends. So in most of the cases I have seen that narcissistic parents treating their kids friends like their friends, and treating their own children horribly, treating their own children like shit. Yeah, and this is basically to have better control over the child, and this is basically to show the child their power, that they can you know track the child no matter what. They can find out anything that's happening in their child's life. Yeah, nothing is private. Yeah, there is no room for privacy and boundaries. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are big time into becoming friends with their children's friends. Yeah, and then manipulate their child, and abuse their child psychologically, mentally, and suppress their kids authenticity. Yeah, because they want to know anything and everything that's happening in their kid's life. They don't want the kid to develop their unique authenticity. They don't want all of that. They simply want their kids to be the way how they want. Yeah, and that's it. So they are going to go to any extent, yeah, to find out things about you, so that they can manipulate, exploit, abuse, and do all sorts of things to train you to shapeshift and keep serving them and keep betraying your own authentic self. Never develop your authentic self, never explore your hobbies and interests, simply do the things that they approve of. Yeah. The other way narcissistic parents train their kids to suppress their authenticity is by fabricating elaborate lies. So narcissistic parents are going to cook up tales and tell you all lies, and absolutely opposite version of things they are going to tell their child. Well, you have got no idea, what her son did. He did this and that, and despite of all problems, he never failed to impress his mother. She never failed to impress her father. Yeah, she was so obedient. No matter what life threw at her, no matter what life threw at him, she made it a point that she would make her parent happy. She would never betray her parents. She would never, question her parents' decision. All that crap. They are going to, build fictional characters. They are going to, fabricate elaborate lies. You have got no idea your auntie was going through this, but still she listened to her mother. Even though reality might absolutely be opposite. Yeah, the auntie might be rebellious. The auntie might be her authentic self, and she simply went out and left the family to pursue her dream. Yeah, but they are going to fabricate and manipulate and cook up a version that can easily manipulate you into complying to their needs, wants, and desire. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are expert liars as well. The other way narcissistic parents train their kids to suppress and betray their authenticity is by forcing unusual punishments. So narcissistic parents you know might punish their kids in weird ways, like not giving them food, not paying for their tuition, not giving them good clothes, sending them to school with dirty clothes. Yeah, not giving them shoe, not giving them stationery. Narcissistic parents will do all sorts of nasty things. In some of the cases I have seen narcissistic parents punishing their kid by simply stripping their clothes and making them stand outside of the house. Yeah, I have seen that with small boys and small girls, and this is basically to instill fear. This is basically to let the kid know who the boss is, and I can shame you at any point of time. Yeah, because I'm in control, I'm the boss, and if you don't do things my way, I'm going to do all sorts of nasty stuff. So narcissistic parents are into forcing unusual punishments, like doing household chores. Yeah, if you fail to do things their way, they might burden you with household chores which you are simply not equipped or capable to do. You are a small child. Yeah, and they will burden you with some weird responsibility to babysit your sister, or they will not give you good food. They might give you stale food. I have seen in some of the families, I mean very close families, where the daughter was unable to give the parent what they wanted out of her, and the son was able to serve the parent better. So the daughter was constantly invalidated, physically, mentally, verbally abused on a regular basis. And also the daughter was given stale food. The fresh food was only reserved for the son, because the son was the favorite golden child, and the son was able to provide them with whatever supply they wanted out of the son. Yeah, and this girl child was not the favorite one, and she was unable to do things their way. Yeah, so narcissistic parents used to make sure that they used to give her the stale food, and the fresh food was served to the son, to the mother, and to the father. Yeah, this little girl didn't have access to fruits as well. Yeah, no fruits, no treats, nothing. All what she was given for some period was stale food, the leftovers. Yeah, and this was because she was unable to serve the parent the way how they wanted her to. Yeah, so narcissistic parents get into a lot of unusual punishment methods. I know of a parent who used to simply lock their children in the room. Yeah, if the kids were naughty or playing, or if the kid did not perform well, they used to simply lock their kids in storeroom, and they used to lock them for days, for a couple of days. Yeah, without food, without water. I have seen it, and I can testify that narcissistic parents are evil parents. Yeah, they really don't care what trauma or I mean, what, their action is causing, to their children. They really don't care. They will do anything and everything to train you and teach you a lesson. So, I have seen them, locking up the kid in the storeroom, and the kid is, shitting and pissing in the room for days without water, without food. And, the kid is scared. I have seen, these parents opening the door and, bragging about it, that I taught her a lesson, she was not listening to me, and I'm sure now she has got the message. Yeah, she will never, override, or she will never, argue with us ever. She's going to be more obedient. Yeah, and this is how they understand, this is how they are supposed to be trained. And when they, opened the door, I saw the girl shivering. There was all these fecal matter, and it was horrible. And to add more, these individuals had, even, cut off the electric supply in that room. I'm telling you, narcissistic parents can go to any extent. So yes, these were, some of the unusual punishments, that they throw at their kids. Yeah, and this helps them, yeah, to train their kids to betray their authenticity. This helps the narcissistic parents to, suppress their kids' authenticity. The next way narcissistic parents train their kids to suppress their authenticity is by impersonating authority figures. So you need to understand this, that it's every narcissist's wet dream to play God. Yeah, narcissists have extreme hunger and craving for attention, admiration, validation, praise, good, compliments. They want all of that. Yeah, and narcissists lack empathy, so they really don't care what their action is causing you. And they have inability to self-reflect, so they really don't care what's your side of story or what you're going through. That's none of their, concern. All what they want is what they want. Yeah, they are least interested in, equal reciprocity, or giving you, what you deserve or what you want. They will not, get into all of that. Narcissistic individuals are sick individuals, who are nowhere, close uh, to healthy individuals. Yeah, and the same thing is for narcissistic parents. They are not like healthy parents. Healthy parents are absolutely opposite. Yeah, healthy parents are, like your backbone. Healthy parents are like, your friend, who's always there. You have their back. With narcissists, things are different. So narcissists are big time into, projecting themselves as authority figures. So they might, tell you stories that God has said that parents are the second God. Yeah, parents are the second God to the child. Yeah, because we have given birth to you, we have done a favor, we have done, I mean, the bare minimum, and now you have to revere me and see me as God. Yeah, and by playing God, I can evade all kind of accountability and responsibility, because God does things for your greater good, and God punishes the evil ones. Yeah, so I am your parent, I am your God, and you should not question, my action, my, things. Yeah, you should simply accept it, believe in what I say, what I do, and that's all. You should never resist, anything that I do with you. Yeah, because I'm God. Yeah, because God has said himself that parents are your second God. So narcissistic parents are into, impersonating, themselves as authority figures, and as someone who you should never question and contradict and challenge. Yeah, simply listen and buy the crap that they have to, throw at you, and that's it. Keep serving them. And the last way, with the help of which narcissistic parents train their kids to suppress their authenticity or betray their authenticity, is, by utilizing esoteric practices. So narcissistic parents are going to use, all of these esoteric practices, like I mean, Ouija board, or astrology, numerology, some esoteric rituals. Yeah, they're going to take help of that, yeah, to control you. So they are going to, go to an astrologer, Yeah, and then they are going to tell you, well, astrologer has said this and this, and astrologer has also said this, that you need to, get up early and touch my feet. You shouldn't, argue with your parents. That is going to weaken your this planet. You shouldn't, disobey your parent, because that weakens this planet, and then you are not going to be successful. Yeah, so and so numerologist has said this. This priestess has said this, that these demonic entities and spirits are going to create more trouble for you if you don't, listen to your parent. The more you listen to your parent, God creates a aura around you, and that aura, protects you and acts like a shield. They are going to, come up with all possible kinds of BS. Yeah, they are going to, take help of numerology, some voodoo, some spiritual practice, some esoteric practice, astrology, all sorts of things. They are going to take help of to manipulate you. Yeah, they are going to instill fear in you. Yeah, that that astrologer said this and this and this, and the easiest way is if you listen to us. He said, that planets, change, planets, affects change, and the way is through me. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are sick individuals, and the sooner you see the signs, the sooner you realize and have radical acceptance, the better for you. And at some point you need to work on your financial stability and financial strength, because that's how you will become independent. Yeah, so the sooner you see the signs, please run away. They are never going to change. Yeah, expecting a narcissist to change is, simply, like expecting a spaceship to land on a bus stand. Yeah, and aliens coming out of it. Yeah, that's how irrelevant it is. Narcissists are never going to change. And please don't burn yourself out. Please don't waste your energy, emotion, behind them. I get it, we don't get to choose our caregivers and our parents. Yeah, so the best thing is let them be. Yeah, work on your own self, prioritize your own self, and simply move on. So yes, these were a couple of, weird things, that these narcissistic parents, use and do. Yeah, so that, they can train their kids to suppress their authenticity and betray their authenticity. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you, and don't ignore the red flag.